Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Arizona and Duke, let's talk about that one really quick. Another game that was kind of, you felt like Duke was in control at 37 different points, and Arizona kept making plays. Duke gets the win 100-93 in this one, okay? So there's a couple thoughts, and we're going to get to the big one, which is Cooper freaking Flagg in a minute. But first off, I said that, first of all, you know what my big takeaway is? Everyone was complaining about no upsets. We got Texas Tech, Arkansas overtime. We got Duke, Arizona 100-93. We got BYU versus Alabama 113-88. All we got was great games all night. So stop complaining about no upsets. But as far as this game is concerned, I think a couple things stand out. I really thought Arizona, listen, I said it on Tuesday's preview show. I said, I believe that Duke is going to win, but Arizona is going to cover the 9.5. They do. And it's because exactly what I said. Arizona has NBA players everywhere, okay? First of all, Caleb Love for Arizona, an incredible night, 35 points. By the way, I think I said on the Tuesday preview show that Caleb Love sent Coach K to the retirement home. Duke fans were not happy with that one. But Caleb Love was phenomenal. Carter Bryant hit a few shots off the bench. Henry Visar was good. Jaden Bradley was good. Story's Duke, though, man. And listen, I'm just going to say it. They're the best team in college basketball. It doesn't mean they're going to win the national championship. They are the best team in college basketball, though, because you look at a couple things. First of all, Arizona's probably got 5-6 guys that are going to play in the NBA at some point. Carter Bryant's going to the NBA. I think KJ Lewis at some point is going to the NBA. Caleb Love is going to be on a summer league roster. Jaden Bradley, I think, is going to be an NBA player. So at minimum 4 to 5. And Duke was just a better team basically at every spot on the floor. And so when I look at Duke, a couple things stand out. First of all, let's talk Cooper Flagg for a second. Listen, I tweeted this out. So I have never been one to oversell freshmen in college basketball. I've lived through so many, the best freshmen since LeBron, the best high school, well, not the best freshman, but you get the point. I've lived through so many, the best high school player since LeBron's. People said it about Andrew Wiggins back in the day. People said Ben Simmons was the next LeBron. People talked about Imani Bates, Mikey Williams, whatever. Mikey Williams didn't get compared to LeBron, but he was very highly touted. I say that to say I am always hesitant to heap too much praise on any freshman. Cooper Flagg is so freaking good, though. First of all, second youngest player in college basketball, if I'm not mistaken, just turned 18 years old in December. Only player younger is Jaden Quaintance. He finishes this game 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. I want to find the Matt Norlander stat because I saw Matt Norlander tweet out something, and I want to make sure I have this correct. Was it Norlander or was it Jeff Borzello? I can't remember who put it out. Let me see here if I can find it really quick. Cooper Flagg. First player with at least 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks in an NCAA tournament game since Dwayne Wade in 2003 in the Elite Eight against Kentucky. If you remember that game, that was an iconic game that people still talk about. Now, Kentucky fans, you don't want to hear about it. I get it. People still talk about the Dwayne Wade Marquette Elite Eight game as if it's one of the best games that has ever been played. And Cooper Flagg just did that as a freshman. Dwayne Wade, I believe, was a 4th-year junior when he did that. And it's an iconic game that we still talk about. So 25 points, 7 assists, 6 boards, 3 blocks for Cooper Flagg. And the thing that stood out was every single time Duke needed a play, Duke got a play from Cooper Flagg. Makes plays, shoots, he hits the 3 right before the half. There was 5-6 times in the second half where Arizona's coming a double, throws it up, alley-oop, dunk by Cooper Flagg, or Cooper Flagg dunk to Kaman Malawak, whatever. And I watched that game, and I'm just like, this guy is so freaking good. It is unbelievable how gifted this kid is, okay? And so with Duke, like I said, they are the best team in college basketball. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I think Alabama could actually beat them. Alabama shoots a bunch of threes. They have positional size. But what I think we have to give credit for Duke, couple things with Jon Scheyer. One, he has put the perfect team around Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg might be the best freshman I've ever seen. Melo was probably the most dominant. Zion was the most physically gifted, but Cooper Flagg does everything and gets everybody around him involved. But I bring it up because we have to credit John Shire because he put together a perfect team around Cooper Flagg. Size, athleticism, shot blocking, three-point shooting, guys off the bench, veterans, guards, whatever. It's unbelievable watching that team. And the thing that continues to stand out to me is the positional size. Now, again, ironically, I think Alabama is one of the few teams that actually matches up pretty well with them. But it doesn't change the fact that, like, man, oh, man, oh, man, they just come at you and they don't stop. And Cooper Flagg is unbelievable. I just don't know what else there is to say. Like, from the Arizona perspective, I saw my buddy Mike Luke tweet this out. Is like, in life and in sports, there are two ways your team can lose to end the season, especially in college basketball. They can lose because they did something stupid and something weird happened. That's certainly what happened with Arkansas on Thursday night. We talked about Arkansas. We don't need to revisit it. But you can also lose because sometimes you just run into a better team. Think about weekend one, the lack of upsets. There's nothing Wofford can do when Tennessee is just better than them. There's nothing Troy can do when Kentucky is just better than them. And Duke in the Sweet 16 against an Arizona team that won close to 30 games, finished fourth in the Big 12, or third in the Big 12. Finished third in the Big 12. And they had no answers for Duke. So again, if you're an Arizona fan, I think you just have to sit there and say, that team was just better than you. There's nothing else to say other than that we gave our best effort, and our best effort against what is probably the best team simply isn't good enough. By the way, producer Matt's on fire tonight because he agrees with me. He just sent me a private message. He said, I said the same thing. Arizona balled out. They have nothing to hang their heads about. Can't be upset with that effort. It was an awesome game. It was an awesome game. They kept fighting. They fell down. They easily could have been buried. I mean, what was it, about 15 points at one point? It's kind of crazy. I hate to keep going back to the Arkansas-Texas Tech game, but it's like, the Duke game got interesting. I thought the Arkansas-Texas Tech game was over. Then Duke figures out a way. But listen, Duke's the best team right now. We'll see what happens against Bama. We'll try to figure out a time to preview that game. But we got to give credit to Duke where it's due. They are just a phenomenal team, a phenomenally built team. There's nothing else to add about Cooper Flagg that hasn't already been said. But the kid is unbelievable. The best player on the floor on a floor full of basically a bunch of future NBA players. It was absolutely unbelievable, and he deserves a ton of credit.